Sonnet 73, we can't get through any poetry unit without talking about Shakespeare, of course. While Shakespeare is a widely celebrated poet, his plays are definitely a lot more famous. That time of year thou mayest in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few do hang, upon those boughs which shake against the cold, bare ruined choirs, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day, as after sunset fadeth in the west, which by and by black night doth take away, death's second self, that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the deathbed whereupon it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long. So getting past archaic language, even reading it out loud, you can kind of tell that I struggle with it, but getting past the archaic language and getting into the deeper meaning. That time of year where you see yellow leaves or none, or a few hanging on the boughs, or boughs, I guess. Boughs? Point is that it's late fall. We have yellow leaves, or no leaves, or a few leaves sticking to the trees, which shake against the cold, bare ruined choirs where the late sweet birds sang. I always picture kind of a church with that choir pit is now empty, when there should be a choir there, but it's empty, and it's kind of sad and depressing. In me thou seest the twilight of such day. So he's saying, when you look at me, you see. I'm coming into the twilight, I'm coming into the nighttime, the fall of my season. So we have this idea that this person is fading away, that their time together is quite short. He goes as far as to say, death's second self, that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie. So the ashes of youth is what the person sees. Which is a very powerful image to look at someone and see the ashes of their youth, to see that they once were young and vibrant and beautiful, and what's left is just the ash of that. Consumed with which that was nourished by. And this is where we have the volta, which in a sonnet means we've got the shift, we've got the change. We've come out of the quatrains and we're going into the two lines, the volta, the shift. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long. So really, when you're reading a sonnet, the last two lines is where you get the double punch of the meaning. And for us, this says, you see it, that it makes your love stronger, that you love that which you have to leave before long, ere long. So really, what this sonnet is saying, my time's up here. I'm done. I'm leaving. And when something you love is leaving, you love it all the more. So this is particularly true. We're talking about people who move away, people who pass away, people who are sick, the end of school years. When something is leaving, or when you know you're about to lose, you love it all the more. This is particularly true for me with a pet that I had. When you know they're old and sick and passing on, you want to cling to them all the more. So really the sonnet is about loss. Here I have an image that we're talking about this late fall, this concept of the loss of summer, the loss of life, kind of the metaphorical end of earth type thing. Finally, we have The Bean Eaters by Gwendolyn Brooks. Pay special attention to this poem. It is on your final a lot, so make sure you understand it. The beauty is it's a very simple poem. They eat beans mostly, this old yellow pair. Dinner is a casual affair. Plain shipware on a plain and creaking wood, tin flatware. Two who are mostly good, two who have lived their day, but keep on putting on their clothes and putting things away. And remembering with twinklings and twinges as they lean over the beans in their rented back room that is full of beads and receipts and dolls and cloths, tobacco crumbs, laces and fringes. I like this poem for several reasons. It is very matter of fact. This is very much an emotionless poem. This person doesn't get involved, which is very different than the other poems we were reading here. Is that it's so straightforward and so devoid of all emotion. I love this description, this old yellow pair. It reminds me of yellowing wallpaper that is like starting to come off the walls. And I think that's a really interesting analogy for the wrinkles of a person's skin. Dinner is casual. Remember, they're eating beans. Anybody who's seen like dried beans at the grocery store in the bulk section, like they're dirt cheap. Plain chipware. So we're getting this image of, at least for me, chipped like teacups and plates on a plain creaking wood. So no tablecloths, no nothing fancy. Tin flatware, so not even silverware, just tin. Two who are mostly good, two who have lived their day, but keep on putting on their clothes and putting things away. And I really like it says that they've lived their day. I know people get old and say, well, they've lived, but have they lived? Have they lived through tough times? Have they lived their lives? And that's kind of the connotation I pick up here. These people, they've lived, but they're poor. We know that. So for me, I read lived as in they've suffered. They've suffered. But they keep on putting on their clothes. They keep putting things away, regardless of how poor and how much suffering they've gone through. They keep on keeping on. So there's the sense of kind of continuing on with your life. And they remember with twinklings like the stars and twinges like, eesh, this is awful. As they lean over their beams in their rented back room, so they don't even have a flat or a studio apartment, they've rented a back room somewhere, which shows us the extent of their poverty. It is full of beads and receipts and dolls and clocks, tobacco crumbs, vases, and fringes. And I think this little bit gets included for a couple specific reasons. I think it talks about what they have by also omitting what they don't have. So, they collect useless things, beads, dolls. What are old people going to do with dolls and junk like tobacco crumbs? So they're putting these things away. They're planning to keep them. But it doesn't talk about the things that they do have, things like diamonds or family photos or anything. So really, these people are alone. They're isolated. They're poor. And they kind of hoard junk because they're trying to find value in things that don't have value to most people because most people have more than this. So this is a kind of a commentary on poverty and what it means to be poor and elderly. I found this picture and I really love this woman here, and it reminds me so much of the yellow old pair. Just her wrinkles are so beautiful and really flawless with this kind of quote chipware bowl. It's a great image, I think, that really kind of encapsulates the Bean Eaters. So that's what I've got for you for understanding poetry freshman English. If you've got questions about any of these poems or you want to discuss more, I love to. So just give me a shout, but otherwise I will see you in class.